Hi, my name's Mike and I make videos of my allotment and the occasional woodworking programme. This week has followed on where we left off the last upload, and Monday morning I continued on with the double digging, which was okay till I came to a stage where I was falling under my own feet with the rubbish and dross that was left about on the site. I had to do a serious clear up. I had to bag the rubbish, I had to separate the rubbish, take rubbish that's plastic, separated from rubbish that's metal, which goes into a different container. And the other thing I had to do was burn all the couch grass and weeds which I'd collected over the period of doing the weeding and the preparation. And this was in a mound and it had dried, so I was going to build a fire and build it on the side of the mound so that the flames would then move the way into the pile of couch grass. So I had to set the fire on the windward side so it would blow across it. And this is what we did on Tuesday. So an early start was made on Tuesday, up in the morning, bright and early. Tuesday's the day I normally set aside doing my videos, but you will have noticed that last week's video was posted later than what I normally do. Hang on, Michael, you must eat your daily porridge first before you do any heavy lifting. Try something a bit lighter. I carted the bags over by the plot gate, ready to take them to the recycling centre. You can't beat a bit of good porridge first thing in the morning. I'm now ready to tackle some heavy lifting. Well, I called it lifting, but it's really heavy dragging. Waste timber was selected and chopped up into thin lats as kindling to start the fire. The rule on the plot with fires is that they have to be attended all the time, and this was not a large fire in flame as such, but it was a fire that was going to burn for a long time, and I couldn't really estimate how long it would burn for. Here's a picture of it at 4:30 when I phoned my wife to say I'm coming home late today from the plot because there's still a lot of life left in this fire to burn and it has to be attended at all times. And here we have a picture of the fire at 9 o'clock, which I thought it was safe to leave. This is a picture of the fire at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, and I could now clear this fire, move it so that I could get back onto digging at the raised bed. There's still plenty of couch to remove, and there's still one large rhubarb plant to remove. Rhubarb's cleaned up and out of the way, and I soon reached the end of the proposed bed. So I'm just checking the line of the edge with the other bed, giving me the 2-foot path. And now what I need is the 2 ends timber cutting off the single long timber which has been clamped to the end of the previous bed to give it the line and the starting point of this raised bed. Timber being released. And then carried over to where beds and trestles, where I can set it out, set out the 2 lengths and scribe them. Making its first appearance on the plot is a new toy I purchased from Aldi. It's a cheapo saw which I was quite impressed with it. Not good enough to use in a professional way, but certainly good enough for DIY and doing work on the allotment. And the thing that did impress me was the laser, though I still used the speedy square to act as a guide, but making sure that the cut I make is plumb and square. The now cut end boards are now taken down back to the raised bed, and an accurate setting out is put into process. Accurate setting out allowed a final trim of the excavation to put the long length of board in. And to help me with this, I used a Dutch Hoe. You'll observe on this shot that I've got pegs on the inside. I'm using those temporary. I'll pull them out later, because I found that when I leave them in, if I secure the edge permanently with the pegs on the inside, they get in the way later on when you're putting up the enviro frames and you're doing the no-dig mulching in there, and the weeding. They're always in the way, and the hoeing, but you bang into it. I now put them on the outside. The end piece is now set out, adjusted with the bed 6, and it's checked for plumb and level, and now I can secure it, and I can start on this corner, which is a good corner to start on. No particular reason, but it was easy with its proximity to the bed 6, working out its line at the other end. It could be any corner though, but I've selected this one. I started by drilling a starter hole, and the nails were hammered home. With one corner permanently fixed, I can now go to the other end. I could now set that one, beginning with the 2 foot distance of the 2 foot path width. It's required just clearing a bit of the external soil to allow me to get the drill in and the nails. Though I first secured it first, then cleared it, and then put the other nails in. All 4 corners are now secured. Other nails in. All 4 corners are now secured, and I can now shape up the bed using the hoe. I've had 1 or 2 comments about this hoe, and I find it very satisfactory. It does break up the soil quickly, and you can move it into place. And this shaping up then brings it back to the textbook picture of a double dig bed, and the lead trench, which I excavated last week, carted over, put on another bed. I can now take that and barrow it round and fill this gap within there. And that basically in a nutshell is the end of an example of double digging. While I was carrying out this operation, I received a phone call from the garden centre because I'd ordered some compost, some Farmyard manure compost, particularly for the rhubarb. Now set out the rhubarb. The delivery charge cost me £10, but with the amount of compost I bought, I got £14 added on to my loyalty card, which therefore paid for the delivery. So I think that was a win-win situation, and I'm still £4 in credit on the loyalty card. I find I can load this trolley with a lot more bags of compost than what I would if it was with the barrow. I can normally get just 2 or 3 on, but here I get quite a lot more. And it's okay on the straight runs, but I still have a difficulty in turning the corners. What you win on the roundabouts, you lose on the swing. I can now complete the replanting of the rhubarb. The proper distance to plant, or the recommended distance planting rhubarb is 3 foot apart, but I can't get that in the size of raised bed I've got. The 4 foot width is there basically so I can reach into the centre of the bed from any position. So I settled on 30 inches apart, so that's 15 from the edge and then 30 inches, 15 from the edge again. And I think that'll work. And that 30-inch spacing gave me room for 7 plants. I think I could just squeeze an 1/8 in, but at the moment I'll stick to 7 and see how we go. Now I had a problem at this point with my camera. My fault. I have to keep remembering to turn it into the off position when I'm not using the camera, and I forgot. My fault, and I ended up with no battery life left. So it's one of these instances that once you've lost it, you can't regain that shot. But there we go. Well, that takes me to the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up will be nice. Please comment. I do enjoy the comments. If you've not already done so, please subscribe. And to get further notifications of any further uploads, just press the bell icon in that corner. And it just leaves me to say, look after yourself and take care. Bye.